Be'ezrat Hashem. We continue. We are Pasuk Tet Zayin. למה זה מחיר ביד כסיל? Why is there a value in the hands of the fool? Liknot chokhmah, to acquire chokhmah. Velev ayin, and there's no heart. Like, what's the point of the kesil to invest in chokhmah if he doesn't have a heart? מה תועלת הכסיל במחירו שהוא ממונו? Meaning, what is the point, says the Gaon, what is the outcome of the ksil that will invest, yes, effort and here, in this specific case, money to acquire chokhmah, to invest to gain chokhmah. However, he doesn't have a heart. And we know that the chokhmah is valuable to who? To lev navon. You need a wise heart for the chokhmah to be sinking in and be valuable. Yes? If you give, and I give an example. Because he says, כשאין לב, אז למה לא המחיר בידו? It's like, what's the point of investing? What is the Gaon saying? I give a mashal in today's words. You can have in your hands Google. You can have in your hands ChatGPT, right? I give Otzar Torah. I give you Otzar Torah today. You have a chip. You put it in your phone. You put it in your thing. You have all the Torah kula. Sefaria. Everybody has Sefaria. You have all the Torah. But if you don't have Chokhmah, that's the Chokhmah, sorry. But if you don't have Binah, yes, you don't have Lev Navon, if you have a heart that cares to learn, that Chokhmah is useless to you. Okay? So what's the point of investing in knowledge if you don't care about it? So why are you investing in it? So what is the ksil in that behavior by acquiring chokhmah if he doesn't have the da'at? It's just so that if there is a conversation, he can sound smart. Yes, he wants information. That's all he cares. He cares about knowledge. He doesn't care about what the knowledge brings to him or does to him. Yes? So comes Shlomo HaMelech with a very strong statement. Yes? That if you don't have a lev tov, if you don't have a lev navon, if you don't have a heart that cares for your limud, doesn't matter the access of knowledge that you have, it is meaningless. Big statement. Because, you know what? I picked up on that I was in Yeshiva University, and I'm sure maybe Brian is going to remember that because I used to stay in the house and live in the house when I was in Yeshiva University, Ben Azmani, that I had a need. It's almost a yetzer hara to buy Sifrei Kodesh. Remember those boxes of Sfarim that I had? And for me, the high was to know that I have the Maharal, to know that I have the Rambam, to know what I mean. I needed to be able to have access to. But before all, my desire or need to have access to that Chokhmah was not leveled with my desire of the Chokhmah itself. It only developed, I only opened my eyes to how much I need the chokhmah, yes, when I went to Israel. I was still learning. I was still enjoying Hidushim, yes, when I needed to open the Sefer, go and open it. But it's different when you want to have access to something and when you know what that thing does to you, the positive that thing gives you. This is what Shlomo HaMelech is coming to tell us. It's not enough that you're satisfied and reassured that you can get the answer to your questions. Grow from it. The same thing with a rabbi. Yeah. A lot of people, they just want to know that they have access to the rabbi. But they don't ask no questions. They don't want to grow with the rabbi. All they want is that if I have a question, I know who to ask. Zeu, nigmar simple. That's what the chacham is for. Just it's like just to answer your question. Ma pitom. You have to grow from that person. Okay? That means that when we stop at the satisfaction to have access to something, and we actually don't grow from that thing, for that specific thing, we are called a ksil. We're a fool. כן, אין לי שאלה on this פסוק. רבי דוד אלאלוף, ייזכר לטוב שליטה, he said, this pasuk applies also to a very specific type of individual. You have a lot of people, he says they're willing to be mahzik Torah. They're going to give tzedakah, be mahzik yeshiva, Issachar Zevulun, yes. But when it comes to da'at Torah, they're not willing to accept da'at Torah. They want to accept only their da'at. So they want the access to the Torah, but they don't want the benefit of the Torah. Yes? They want to know, okay, Baruch Hashem, I give my tzedakah. I know that I check the box. I'm protected from the tzedakah. Say that, but what does the tzedakah, what the Torah, that you're mahzik Torah? How is that Torah benefiting you if you don't want that Torah? Yes? It goes to that extent. You're engaged, you're carrying the Torah, carry it from within, not from outside. Okay? פסוק י"ז. בכל עת, at all time, אוהב הרע, love your companion, meaning your friend. ואח לצרה ייוולד, and a brother at the time of distress will be born. Meaning invest in your relationships with people that you're close with. You have a relation, a friend, because the day you're in trouble, that friend will become to you like a brother. Says the Gaon like this: a person loves three things. שלושה אוהבים יש לאדם. There's three things that a person loves. Mamono, his money. Ohavav, his surrounding. Yes, his wife, his children, his close friends. Ugminut hasadim, and to do good to others. When a person does good to somebody else, he loves it. Why? Because it gives him like satisfaction. Wow. When you see that you help someone, you feel great. You love it. It's like a drug. Says the Gaon like this: The first two, loving your money and loving your siblings and your surrounding, they don't stay with you forever. You get them in this world and they fluctuate. Sometimes you love, sometimes you don't, sometimes you have, sometimes you don't. Your wife, sometimes you love her, sometimes she hates you, sometimes you love your son, sometimes you're upset at them. Money, sometimes you love it because it comes, sometimes you're upset because you did a deal and it didn't go the way you wanted. Fluctuates. And it all fluctuates in this world. Kal vachomer, says the Gaon, in Olam Haba, that you don't even know in Olam Haba what your relationship will be, Vadav not with money, but if what it will be with your family, who's going to be really close to you, how, you don't have all this. So what is left? What do you gain from those two categories of love? Yes, your investment in them. What you do with your money and what you do with your children. That's really what stays with you in Olam Haba. Yes? In Olam Hazeh, you enjoy those highs and lows. In Olam Haba, whatever you have invested properly in your family, in your beloved ones, and in your money, is that's what's gonna be left. So says now the Gaon, Shlomo Melech, interestingly enough, he says, Becholet Ohev Harea, love your friend. Singular. Why does he say Harea? Hareim. Love your friends in plural. Who's that one singular friend that you should love at all time? And why should you love him?
Wow.
Because he will be with you at all time also. Because he sticks with you even at moments of tzarot. And even when you're facing challenges and difficult moment, that friend will be with you, and not only will be with you, will be a brother to you. Support, carrying the weight with you, take you out, bail you out.
Your rabbi?
No, gemilut hasadim. That's the third love. The third thing you love, gemilut hasadim. Says the Gaon, says Shlomo Melech, yes, when you love to do chesed, yes, that chesed sticks with you in this world, sticks with you when there's tzarot in this world. But the hidush, when you do chesed, it saves you from the tzarot in olam haba. Lo alenu, a person did a bad action, bad deed in this world that created a ripple effect. Now, in Olam HaEmet, as we know, Yom Kippurim, Rosh Hashanah, Sifrei Chaim Umetim, Petochim Lefanecha. Everybody's judged. Kol Aikum. Everybody is being judged on that day. The Chaim and the Metim. Yes? So how can a person be saved from a tzara that can come in Olam Haba for something he has done and he cannot fix anymore? Says the Gaon, the Gmilut Chasadim that you do in this world, yes, becomes a source of protection in Olam Haba. You hear the Chidush. Meaning when a person, this is your closest friend. This is your most valuable love. Is the love that you get from doing Milut Chasadim. That's the only one that sticks and that will stick forever. And we're not saying not to love your wife and not to love your children and not to love your tzedakah. We're not saying this. Yeah? Chas v'shalom. We're just saying that the one that you can rely on at all time anytime is the Gemilut Hasidim that you do. Shlomo Melech, Chacham Mikol Adam, that had everything, that had the 1,000 wives and pilakshon, that was Melech with all the money, that had all the kavod, that brought shalom to the world. Yes? Bichvodo be'atzmo, he tells you that the only commodity that lasts and goes up and all that you can rely on and cash out at any time, yes, is Gmilut Chasadim. And Gmilut Chasadim doesn't only mean tzedakah, huh? Be careful. Gmilut Chesed is to learn to do chesed with someone. With your knowledge, with your advice, with your time, with your emotions, with your finances, whatever it takes to do chesed. Pasuk Yudchet. Any question on that pasuk?
Goes back to the pasuk of the saying that Zakat Hatzel B'Mavet. So if someone could be experiencing a really same concept,
Yes.
same exact concept. But this is all types of chesed.
All types of chesed.
Not necessarily money.
No. Yudchet. Adam chaser lev tokeh akaf. A man that is chaser lev, that's chaser lev is that he does he's lacking consciousness and somebody that's reckless. That's a chaser lev. Somebody that is reckless, tokeh akaf, gives a handshake. עורב ערובה לפני רעהו, he becomes like a guarantor, a primary guarantor for his friend. What is עורב ערובה? Is the ערב, כן? קבלן. We saw that in Perek Vav, we saw that also in Perek Aleph, if you recall. Yes? That you shouldn't be a guarantor that if you give, if somebody gives a loan, yes, the lender can go straight to you. Why put yourself in this position? Yes? And if you recall well, the guarantors that we were talking about at the time were the Talmidei Chachamim and the Dayanim. Yes? That when you start teaching someone Torah, you become his guarantor. When you're a judge, you're an Arev Kablan. Yes? If you tell someone to pay something and it's wrong, you have to pay. You right? So these are the two types of Arevut. Remember that. Yes, so who is the person that can take such risk? Somebody that is reckless, that is careless, that doesn't, not careless, that's reckless, that doesn't understand, that doesn't have a heart to value properly the risk. That's the chaser lev tokeh akav. Arov aruba lifnei re'ehu, says the Gaon, is the one that is arev, but only if the love doesn't pay. Right? So the first part of the pasuk, chaser lev, the one that is reckless, tokeh akaf, is willing to sign guarantee and be the arev kablan. Arov aruba lifnei re'ehu, but the arov that's willing to be an arov after, if the love doesn't pay, okay, that's the second part of the pasuk. Now, the Arov Aruba, says the Gaon, is the person that has the position of an Arev that comes second, but he's so sure of himself that he says, and you know what? And if he doesn't pay, just come to me. Just come to me. Coming to say, says the Gaon, Shlomo Melech is coming to tell us that you need to work on your assessments of risk. You need to be careful when you evaluate responsibilities and know you can and that like only put in your mouth what you can chew. Yes, don't put yourself in a position where that position can make you collapse. Yes, don't say that you can do something if you cannot do it. Don't guarantee something you cannot pay for. Because all those positions, whether from the beginning you want to be a Kablan Arev and you're dangerous, unless you're really capable of it, right? Or if you're an Arev normal and you said, you know what, even if he doesn't pay you, forget it, just come to me. Yes. All these people, unless you can do it and you know what you're doing, it's coming from chaser lev, from a careless behavior. Meaning, don't be a dayan if you don't know the halacha, and don't teach if you're not willing to take that person on and make sure that you can teach him properly. Vadai that we all have to teach in our way, but when you say don't teach, meaning don't take the hat of a teacher and make it your business if you cannot carry the responsibility. The importance of evaluating, yes, the responsibility you carry and making sure that whatever responsibility you take on is a responsibility you can ensure, you can carry, you can do. Good? Pasuk Yutet. Ohev Pesha, whoever loves Pesha, Rashi says to hurt others. Whoever loves to do, mamash, to do averot with others, like to hurt others. Ohev Matzah, he loves machloket. Magbiya pitho, whoever rises his petach is his door, the door meaning his mouth, meaning talks with ga'ava. Mevakesh shaver. He's looking for trouble. He's looking for destruction. Says the Gaon. Read the beginning of the pasuk the other upside down. Don't read Ohev Pesha, Ohev Matzah, but Ohev Matzah, Ohev Pesha. Whoever loves the machloket, okay, loves to make people, loves to hurt. If you have people, all they want all day long is machloket. These people, they get a kick to hurt the other one. They get a high to see the person in pain. That's what Shlomo HaMelech is teaching us. So when you see somebody that's looking for trouble, go away, because that person will enjoy seeing you in pain and hurt you. It's a mental sickness. ומבקש שבר. Right? Who is the mevakesh lev? Who's looking for trouble? The magbiya pitho. Says the Gaon, when a person lives with Ga'ava and speaks with Ga'ava, he opens himself to bring into his life a lot of negativity and a lot of problems. Therefore, mevakesh shever. Therefore, he's looking for trouble. He's looking for destruction. He's looking for broken thing. So too, the person that opens his mouth and talks lashon hara, yeah, talks bad, sets himself up for failure. He's opening his life to problems. So 2 points of reference. Somebody that talks bad or that talks lashon hara or that talks ga'ava, this person, yes, is exposed to his trouble. That's him to himself, right? And when you see somebody that's looking for quarrel, looking for trouble, stay away, because these people enjoy seeing you bleeding. Any question on that, Pasuk? These are very straightforward. Yeah. Pasuk Chaf. Aikesh Lev, a person who has a crooked heart, lo yimtza tov, will never find the good. Nothing good would come from him. V'nehepach bilshono, and whoever flip his speech, right? It goes back and forth. He says one thing and then he said the opposite. Ipol bera'ah ends up falling into problems. Who is the Ikesh Lev? Who is the crooked heart? The crooked heart is the person that has a desire to always do the wrong things. He has this desire to do wrong things. And what are the wrong things that he has a desire to do? Is he doesn't want to do mitzvot aseh. His Yetzer Hara doesn't allow him. He has a hard time doing the mitzvot. Forget about the averot. He has a hard time doing mitzvot. Loim Satov. This person, you're not going to find in him good. A person that his Yetzer Hara is so strong, yes, not to do mitzvot, and he doesn't want to do mitzvot, that person has zero akarat tov. Yes? So that person, you cannot find any good in him. That doesn't mean that there's bad in him. Be careful. What are we saying? We're saying that you're not going to find good in him, but that doesn't mean that you're going to find bad. But the one that's, flip his opinion right and left again and again, like, ishtahpuchot, duplicity, yeah, he's schizophrenic. One day he says yes, calls you back, he says no. I want, next day I don't want. I say, okay, I'm going to do it, now I don't want to do it. Or say ra bediburo. His speech is filled with bad. That person, because there is bad in his words, yes, his own behavior will make him collapse. He's going to end up drowning in the ra that he's created. Why is he creating a ra? because he doesn't value the koach hadibur. He doesn't value the emet. So there's no emet to him. Yes. So there is one day there is a good, one day there is a bad. One day he wants, one day he doesn't want. Yes. So that means there's no emet by him. There's no accountability by him. So if there's no accountability and there's no emet, there's ra. So the person digs his own grave of bad because of his own behavior. So it's not that Khalila is just bad mazal or people don't. No, he created his own tzara. So, good.
Can you just explain that for me? So he doesn't value his speech.
A person that tells you one day yes, one day no.
Yeah.
His words mean nothing. That means there's no kava emet. There's no emet by him. Because you cannot say yes, it's emet and no, it's emet. It cannot be. Okay? So that means that there's no value of emet. That means the sheker. Sheker zera. Right? So that behavior automatically builds this, yes, an energy, like a force of Ra. And that force of Ra in this behavior will end up making collapse. So,
Thanks.
Be'ezrat Hashem, we're going to hold here. שלום בעזרת השם בהצלחה. And I suggest that on Yom Kippurim, since Baruch Hashem, b'li ayin hara, we had a beautiful year of limud, yes, with Shlomo HaMelech, to pray that the merit of Shlomo HaMelech and his teaching should be Melis Yosher for a teshuvah on Yom Kippurim. You have the right to ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to use the zchuyot of Shlomo HaMelech in our behalf. And for, if you have any other limud that is kavua, לימוד הרמב"ם, לימוד, לא יודע, מלבים, לימוד אור החיים הקדוש, you can pray to הקדוש ברוך הוא that בזכות צדיקים, you should have תשובה שלמה and חתימה טובה.
We have זכות אברהם מויאל also to ask.
I wouldn't bank on that one.
We do. For sure.
No. That's called Aref Kablan. I'm not sure it's good.
We'll bank on it. You don't bank on it. We'll bank on it.
Love you.
We'll do it anyway.
בעזרת השם. Love you guys. גמר חתימה טובה, כל הברכות וכל ההשפעות הטובות. יהי רצון הקדוש ברוך הוא יקבל תפילותינו ברחמים וברצון ותשובתנו בשלמות.
Amen.
Tomorrow morning, no class?
Tomorrow is יום טוב. בלי נדר, maybe. I cannot promise tomorrow.
In the morning.
בלי נדר. I'm going to try because it's בלי נדר.
Okay.
בלי נדר.
For chatzot still.
Yes. No, we'll try. We'll try בעזרת השם. We'll try for 10 o'clock at the same time.
Special day, no pressure.
Thank you. Bye.
יאללה, גמר חתימה טובה.
גמר חתימה טובה.